Child, Deliver Us from Eva is a hot-ass mess with trash men. Let's get into it. It's Ray Adams' funeral. He believes that Tim, Darrell, and Mike are to blame. But on top of that, he blames Eva Dandridge, the oldest among the very fine Dandridge sisters. It all started 6 months ago. Eva has a good hold on all of her sisters since she basically raised them after their parents died. Even though Karina is already married to Tim, she does everything that her sister asks of her. And the boys can't really win against Eva, even if they try to. It always ends up with her ranting about how she knows better than them. Even though the boys had dibs on the TV, she makes the boys leave the house so the girls can host a book club. Pissed, the boys head to a bar instead. They vent about wanting Eva gone. For some reason, Mike also keeps talking about the Dandridge fund and how it should be divided. Oh, just like how the actor Dunn took all his ex-wife's money. Suddenly, Mike sees his friend Ray stuck in the middle of two arguing women. Ray has been playing both ladies, but still managed to save himself from any trouble. Amazed by his playboy skills, Mike asks to see Ray the next day. They remember hiring a man named Rashawn to seduce Eva before, but it ended so badly with Rashawn getting traumatized. But these men really think Eva just needs to get dick down to calm down. Darrell is also problematic. His wife, Jackie, keeps following her sister's advice, even though they are already married. It's bad enough that Eva walks in on her sister getting her back broken. Jackie says to give them a minute, which doesn't surprise Eva that Darrell doesn't last very long. As for Karina, she knows that Tim wants to have a baby already, but Eva says Tim's drinking could cause the baby to become an alcoholic. Tim is pissed. He imagines himself getting castrated by Eva. The Dandridge sisters' relationship is so tight, no one can tear them apart. But look at this poor girl Bethany, the fourth member of Destiny's Child, barely getting any lines. The three boys meet with Ray for a proposition and show him Eva's photo. They offer to pay Ray to make Eva fall in love and convince her to move away. After hearing the plan, Ray declines the offer, saying that he's not a con man. Once a week, the Dandridge sisters go to the parlor to get their hair and nails did and talk to their friends. Mike makes the mistake of visiting and asking Eva about the Dandridge fund. He's about to marry Bethany, but Eva says he's not yet part of the family, at least not officially. Bethany girl, drop this man. Everyone there find out Mike's bowel movement is irregular, and a gay man says he can top him to help him out. A few days after that, Ray is delivering some meat at a restaurant when he sees Eva walk in for an inspection. Eva is a dedicated health inspector, and after checking, she finds some flaws. And with her domineering personality, she's not about to turn a blind eye on them, no matter how small. Ray is impressed, probably wants to be dominated by Eva. After that, he meets with Mike and accepts the offer. He admits that if he gets someone like Eva to fall for him, he'll be the ultimate playboy, but he asks for a $5,000 fee. At the office, Eva's boss announces that there is an open position as a deputy health inspector in Chicago, and he recommends Eva for it. When he calls Mr. Tillman, the department representative, Eva is surprised that it's Oscar from the restaurant who was testing her. Mr. Tillman is very pleased with Eva's work. He says that once he's done testing the other applicants, he'll let Eva know if she got the job. During girls' night, Jackie says she saw Lucius Johnson. Eva is still affected every time she hears her ex's name, as he was her first serious relationship. Mike wants to stay the night with his fiancée, Bethany, but Bethany doesn't let him because of her sister's advice. The man brings up the money again. Girl, that flag redder than my period. Even Tim still can't get Karina to agree on having a baby. So during Mass, the three men can't wait to see Ray in action. When Ray shows up, the Mass is finally over. Mike introduces him to Eva, and instead of flirting, Ray says he has a girlfriend of 6 months now. Ray later explains that what he did was necessary. He knows Eva would be more interested if he's already taken because Gabrielle Union always plays a trifling hoe. Then Ray asks for $300 so he can take Eva on a date. While in the parlor, Eva seems disappointed that such a fuwan man like Ray is already taken. The conversation soon turns into an argument. Jackie, being the youngest, is still very much attached to Eva. When Eva finally tells them about the open position in Chicago, Jackie can't help but be disappointed. So Bethany and Karina remind Jackie that it's time to finally let Eva go. At the cookout, Eva bosses people around to cook meat thoroughly. Darrell almost chokes on Eva's spicy baked beans. But Eva is proud because she thinks only a man can handle something as spicy as her beans. To her surprise, Ray shows up. Ray says he already broke up with his girlfriend. Eva's eyes lit up, and they continue to talk about work. Then he finally asks her out. Eva warns Ray that she's smart enough to know if she's being played. Ray then takes a mouthful of spicy beans. Eva expects Ray to spit it out like the others. But the black Mr. Clean loves it and thinks the beans taste amazing. Eva's impressed, so she agrees to go out with him. Ray is late for their date, but he's totally mesmerized when he sees Eva. They take his truck, and though Eva's not pleased, she likes that Ray is saving money to buy a house. For a moment, Eva drops her guard down and starts to sing with Ray. When they arrive at the restaurant of her choice, she brags that as a health inspector, that restaurant is at the top for her. While Ray eats, he suddenly starts to choke on his food. Eva brushes it off, thinking he's only joking. But when Ray signs he can't breathe, she prepares to give him first aid. Then Ray laughs and gives her a kiss. The manager checks on them after hearing the commotion, and Eva is appalled that it's the woman from the restaurant she checked before. This woman was fired from her previous restaurant because she failed Eva's health inspection. After finding out that she's the new manager, Eva insists on leaving right away. Ray is annoyed, but he holds it in. He tells Eva that she's exaggerating, resulting in Eva snapping at him. She talks about how she earns more and knows more, and she continues to look down at what he does. This girl got major superiority complex. One by one, the Dandridge sisters start receiving a call. It's Eva saying that the date is a disaster. Darrell, Tim, and Mike meet with Ray again. They convince him to date Eva again, but he refuses to, saying she got an electric fence around her coochie. He says it's hard to make Eva fall in love, and he doesn't think sleeping with her is the answer. But when Ray sees Eva the next time, he asks her out again, saying she can ask for anything she wants. So Eva asks Ray to go horseback riding with her, but we all know we want a horseback on Ray instead. Ray agrees even though he doesn't really know what he's doing. Eva later admits it's too expensive for her to ride each month, which is why she grabbed the opportunity when Ray offered to pay. She admits she wanted to be a horse trainer before, but when both of her parents died, she worked her ass off to take care of her sisters and send them to school. Then Ray brings her home and plays pool with her. He shares that he does meat presentations for the mayor, so he earns extra money. Then she reveals that he was also an orphan. During the conversation, Eva mentions Lucius Johnson, her ex. He made her pick between him and her sisters. And when Eva picked her sisters, Lucius broke up with her, even though they were already talking about getting married someday. Suddenly, Mike shows up, and even he is surprised that the two are together. The two continue to see each other, and slowly they find themselves falling in love and sharing their first kiss. Then Eva gets the job as the deputy health inspector. Darrell, Tim, and Mike are all happy now that Eva's occupied, but they notice that Ray is becoming too soft, and he even defends Eva from their criticisms. Oh, that man stands with his girl. May this love attack me, hug me, and caress me. During the mayor's fundraiser, Eva worries that Ray can't make it. To her surprise, her ex, Lucius Johnson, is at the event. He's now married to Renee and doing well, working as one of the mayor's assistants. Lucius belittles Eva and her job as he arrogantly brags about himself. Well, Lucius definitely downgraded. Then Ray butts in, introduces himself, and talks about how he works on an international project and with the mayor. When the mayor walks in, he greets Eva and Ray but ignores Lucius and his wife. Renee gets so jealous as he notices Lucius lusting over Eva. Eva is surprised with how Ray managed to pull it off, so Ray admits he just asked the mayor for a little favor. The night soon turns more intense, and they want to do more. But Ray feels guilty. He turns down Eva's advancements and sends her home. But then, he later comes over to her house, and without holding back, she inspects his meat. As Ray continues to spend time with her, he falls deeper. Eva continues to brag about him to her sisters and friends. And as a result, even the Dandridge sisters start to compare their relationship with Eva and Ray's relationship, even telling the men that they need to take bedroom lessons from Ray. Tim, Darrell, and Mike decide to meet with Ray and warn him. They know that there is a job in Chicago waiting for Eva, so they want Ray to break up with her so she'll leave. But Ray admits he's already in love, and he wants to tell her the truth. The three men are not about to let it happen, so they abduct Ray and hide him away. Then they deliver the sad news to Eva. Just before they head to the funeral, they visit Ray. They tell him that they made a fake report about him dying in an accident, and his body had to be cremated right away. They plan to release him once Eva moves to Chicago. Oh, so these men want kidnapping charges. Lucky for Ray, he finds a pin on the floor, which he uses to pick the lock. Tim and his friends are surprised that Eva has invited all of her co-workers to the funeral. Suddenly, the door opens, and there goes Ray marching inside, still alive and alopecia. It doesn't take him long to admit the truth. Then he says that he was paid $5,000 by Tim, Darrell, and Mike to date Eva. Eva is so angry she smacks him so hard his music career ends. Instead of sulking at home, Eva later enjoys her send-off party. But Ray goes to her office to apologize again, even admitting that he's in love with Eva. But she's not buying it. She confesses that her love for Ray was real, but she's letting it go since it was earned with a lie. Tim and his friends have been apologizing to Eva, and just when they think she's not going to talk to them ever again, Eva approaches and apologizes. She admits she's been so hard on them. Then she reveals that they already dissolved the Dandridge Fund and split it. Though surprised, they are all pleased that Eva finally acknowledges she's been difficult to deal with. Mike is so overjoyed, he proposes to Bethany right there. Girl, he only proposing to grab dat bag. When they turn to talk to Eva, they realize she has left as soon as she saw the bullshit going down. Just a few days in, as the new deputy health inspector in Chicago, Eva receives an unexpected gift. Ray visits her on a horse. She can't just ignore him, especially when he falls hard on his back. He reveals he sold his house and quit his job in order to buy the horse. He's not giving up until Eva forgives him. 2 officers approach them, asking if Eva owns the horse. She says it's hers, thus finally accepting Ray's apology. She pulls him in, and they share a passionate kiss in front of Eva's new workmates. Then they leave with the officers on the back of their newly bought white horse. A big girl asks her man if he would buy her a horse, and he says he already owns one. That was a somewhat cute movie with some dusty-ass men that the sisters be ending up with. Like, why would you stay with them if they kidnappers? But let's not sugarcoat Eva, because she was mad annoying at times. What did you guys think of this one?
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.